Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into an ancient text called the Sappurisasutta, and it tackles a question that is just as real for us today as it was thousands of years ago. It's all about what makes a person genuinely, truly worthy.
So let's just jump right in. The entire teaching is built around this one really powerful question. And it's not just asking, how to be a good person. It's going so much deeper. It's asking what real integrity looks like, right at the very core of who we are.
The sutta sets up this incredibly sharp contrast between two kinds of people, the asappurisa, or the untrue person, and the sappurisa, the true person. And the fundamental difference, it's not what they have, it's how they relate to what they have. The untrue person basically weaponizes every single quality for self-praise and for putting others down. But the true person, they see those exact same qualities through a completely different lens.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the most obvious traps. The things our society is constantly telling us are the ultimate signs of success. The untrue person gets really hung up on their family background. Their whole identity gets wrapped up in their lineage, and they use it as a reason to feel superior. And just like that, it creates this wall, this division between me and them.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Look at the true person's response. They see right through that illusion. They reflect on the fact that your social status, where you come from, it has absolutely zero power over the real problems, the things that actually cause suffering, that greed, hatred, and delusion going on inside our minds.
And you see this exact same pattern with fame. For the untrue person, getting public recognition isn't just a nice little bonus. No, it's proof that they're better than everyone else. They get so attached to it, and it just inflates their ego like a giant balloon.
And this, right here, just brilliantly shows the core difference. The true person is always bringing the focus back to the path, back to the actual nitty-gritty practice. They just get it. They understand that fame is all external, it comes and goes, but the internal work, that's the only thing that really, truly matters. Okay, so that's worldly stuff. But now, we're going to get into something way more subtle. This is where the ego gets really, really sneaky. When it starts taking pride not in money or fame, but in spiritual or virtuous qualities.
You would think being knowledgeable, being bahusato, someone who has heard much, is purely a good thing, right? Well, even that can become a massive trap. The untrue person takes all that learning and turns it into a weapon to feel smarter and more advanced than other people.
But the true person, they see the difference between having the map and actually walking the trail. They get that you can memorize every single text in the world, but all that head knowledge doesn't automatically free you from the grip of your own inner stuff. The greed, the aversion, the delusion.
And it's the exact same story with discipline. For the untrue person, being a Vinaya Daro, an expert in all the rules and codes of conduct, it just becomes another trophy to put on the shelf. It's just one more way for them to measure themselves against everybody else and decide they're better.
So the bottom line here is pretty clear. The true person values living the path, not just knowing the rulebook. They understand it's better to actually embody one principle than it is to just know 1,000 of them. What's worthy of praise is the practice itself, not the person who claims to be the expert.
Now we're going to go even deeper. We're going right into the realm of meditation itself. And this is where the ego can find its most subtle, its most powerful footing, in the very experiences that are supposed to dissolve it.
So when an untrue person has one of these profound meditative experiences, a jhana, what's their first instinct? To claim it. The ego immediately jumps in and goes, I did this. I have this attainment. And that beautiful experience is instantly twisted into another reason to feel special, to feel better than others.
The true person, on the other hand, is cultivating this key quality called atamyata. And this Pali word literally means a state of not being made of that. It's this profound wisdom of non-identification, of not grabbing onto any passing experience and building a self out of it, not calling it me or mine.
And that's because they understand this really deep truth. The moment you try to label an experience, to grasp it, to possess it, the instant you think of it as some solid thing that belongs to you, it changes. It becomes something else entirely. It's like trying to grab a fistful of water. It just slips right through your fingers because it was never yours to hold on to in the first place.
So by practicing this non-identification, the true person can have these incredible, profound experiences without the ego running in and planting its flag of ownership on them. The experience arises, it's known, and then it passes away. And this allows them to stay humble, to stay grounded, and to stay focused on the path, not on collecting souvenirs along the way.
And this whole powerful logic of not clinging, of not identifying, it leads us to the sutta's grand finale, really. It's this absolutely breathtaking description of what a fully liberated mind actually looks like.
So what does this even mean? It means this person's inner defilements are just gone. They don't form concepts of I or mine about anything, anywhere, through any means at all. It's not just that they aren't proud anymore. It's that the very mental engine that creates a self to be proud of in the first place has completely ceased to operate. That is total, absolute freedom. So after going through all that, what do we do with it? What's the big takeaway for us? You know, living our lives right here and right now.
Well, the teaching is actually pretty simple, but it's stunningly deep. Real worth has nothing to do with the items on your resume, the number in your bank account, or even some spiritual milestone you think you've hit. It is an internal quality of wisdom and humility that is defined entirely by your relationship to all those things. And so that leaves us with one final question to just sit with. In your own life, in your career, your skills, your identity, what are the things that you hold on to that might be a source of subtle pride? See, this text isn't asking us to get rid of our qualities, not at all. It's asking us to see them clearly, to hold them lightly, and maybe, just maybe, in doing that to discover a more authentic and unshakable sense of worth.